Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to NoDQ&A video right here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and NoDQ&A videos affiliate, ringsidenews.com. Got your questions from twitter.com/AaronRiff, so let's get started with the first one today, which comes from Jesse. If John Cena said something like Hulk Hogan did, do you think he'll be erased from history too or swept under the rug? In the unlikely event that John Cena said something that was controversial or he did something that made the company look bad, I think if it was something minor, WWE would probably take him off television for a period of time and have him go on hiatus. Remember when Hulk Hogan first got negative publicity when the whole steroid scandal was developing? WWE took him off television. Hulk Hogan went and did a movie. He took an extended hiatus from WWF, and then he came back in early '93 for the WrestleMania 9 build. I think a similar thing would happen with John Cena if he was involved in some sort of moderate scandal. Now, if John Cena committed a serious crime or something like that, WWE would probably fire him. Vince McMahon said many years ago that there is no one person bigger than the WWE, and I think that that includes John Cena, despite the fact that they've put so much stock into him. If John Cena did something serious, WWE would take action. Obviously, if he did commit a crime or if he was accused of a crime, that would look very bad for the company. It would be a disaster. WWE would have no choice but to take action. They would not be able to look the other way. Alright, this one comes from Beast Slayer. Looks like the King Barrett gimmick is continuing. Aren't you bored of this? I am definitely disappointed that WWE did not let him go back to being Bad News Barrett. The King Barrett thing was a complete flop. They brought back King of the Ring, and it did nothing for Wade Barrett. All it did was give him a silly gimmick, and he was no longer Bad News Barrett, which was a far more entertaining gimmick. The King of the Ring should have meant more, but it didn't. WWE kept putting him in mid-card matches. He kept trading wins with guys like Neville, and it really watered him down as a character. He really lost a lot of his value. So, yeah, I was very disappointed that they did not have him come back as being Bad News Barrett, or just let him be Wade Barrett. The fact that they had to just have him come back as King Barrett and JBL doing the all-hail King Barrett, it just goes to show that Wade Barrett is stuck in a lower mid-card position in WWE, and it's unlikely, unfortunately for him, that anything's going to change. Alright, this one comes from Isabella. Hey Aaron, long-time watcher and first-time asker. Do you see Seth Rollins becoming the next Edge? Thank you, and please answer in video. I think Seth Rollins is more focused on becoming the first Seth Rollins rather than the next Edge, but I understand what you mean in terms of Edge just being an all-around great performer, a great promo, great wrestler, and being the top heel in the company. Seth Rollins is definitely similar to Edge in a lot of those categories. So I do see what you mean, but the thing about Seth Rollins is he is unique. He is really the first Seth Rollins. There's really no other person that he's exactly like. He has molded himself into his own unique character, and I think he's doing a tremendous job in WWE, and he should continue focusing on being the first Seth Rollins. Alright, this one comes from Ariel. With Sting now losing at Night of Champions, do you think WWE will ever let him win the WWE World Heavyweight title or any title at all? There's no point in him winning a secondary title like the IC title or the US title. If Sting is going to win any title, it should be the WWE title, and I think that I think it's too late for that now. I think that they had the one opportunity to do it, and the problem now is that Sting has lost his 2 pay-per-view matches, and it's really going to take a lot to build him up and make him a worthy contender for the title. If he just comes back and challenges for the title, doesn't really feel right because he's being handed a title shot because of his past accomplishments. Unfortunately, I think it may be too late for Sting, and who knows how healthy he will be and if he will be able to perform in another main event level match again. I just feel that WWE had that one opportunity, didn't work out, and I have my serious doubts that will happen at this point. Yes, it would be a feel-good moment, but you know, I don't think WWE is going to go in that direction. And as I mentioned in previous videos, there's a lot of legendary characters in WWE that one could argue that they deserve a run with the title, or one final run, or in Sting's case, just having one run period. You know, it would be nice, but I would be surprised if it happens at this point. Alright, this one comes from Harsh. Hey Aaron, should John Cena remain US champion until WrestleMania? Who are possible challengers for the US title? If John Cena is not going to be in the WWE title picture against Seth Rollins or anybody else, then he should be the US champion. It gives him something to do. It elevates the title. It makes the US title important. And I feel that John Cena can continue to have a high-profile position without being the WWE champion. Not that it matters anyways. I mean, we all know John Cena's the guy. It doesn't matter if he's US champion or WWE champion. He's really the man despite what title he's holding. He's the guy that the company is building itself around. So it is what it is. You might as well keep him US champion until you have a top-level superstar that you want to build up to be the next big thing. I would not have Cena lose it to just some random person. Have him lose it to a major rising star who can really get a rub off of John Cena, and when that person beats John Cena, don't have him lose right back to Cena 3 straight pay-per-views. Let him beat Cena and have those two go their separate ways, or have that guy beat Cena again and actually win a feud for once. Somebody actually beats John Cena decisively in a feud rather than winning the first match and then John Cena wins the next 3 and it just erases everything. Alright, this one comes from M.W. Livingston. Do you think WWE should experiment with heel versus heel feuds? I think it could be fun if it's done occasionally. I do agree that if you do it every now and then, it can be effective if you have 2 really strong heel characters. The problem is that traditionally, fans need to know who they're cheering for and who they're booing for. And if a crowd is confused and they don't know how to react, then more times than not, they just do not make any noise at all. And that's a bad thing. With face versus face matches, usually you get a 50-50 split and fans are passionate about their favorite wrestler. With the heels, it's a little bit different. I think in today's era, it works better than it did, say, in the 90s and before that. But still, I would avoid doing it unless you have 2 really strong characters, and perhaps if you're doing the match in a major city where you know the fans are going to react strongly for both guys. If you do it in a random city that traditionally isn't very loud, or you know, more of your casual audience, then it might not be a good idea to do a heel versus heel match. Alright, this one comes from Jeff Walker. Hey Aaron, please answer in the next NoDQ&A video. Who are the best and worst Royal Rumble winners? Guys that went over versus nowhere. I mentioned in the last video Ric Flair. My favorite Ric Flair match in WWE was winning the 1992 Royal Rumble, and to me that was the greatest Royal Rumble win in WWE history. As far as worst Royal Rumble wins go, definitely the early ones. Hacksaw Jim Duggan winning, and I mean, back at that time the Royal Rumble really did not mean anything. It wasn't like you won the Rumble and then you went on to main event WrestleMania, and that first Royal Rumble wasn't even a pay-per-view. And Big John Studd won in '89 and really went nowhere after that. Most of the Royal Rumble winners have gone on to bigger and better things, especially in recent years when the WWE title became something important. One could say that Sheamus and Del Rio were among the weaker recent Royal Rumble winners, but for the most part, WWE's really done well with building up the Royal Rumble winners. I guess you could say Roman Reigns from this year didn't really pan out as well as some people were hoping for, especially people in WWE. So you could make an argument for that. Alright, got this one from TJ. Do you think Ambrose and Reigns should go for the tag team titles after the Wyatt family feud is over if Reigns doesn't turn heel? That is one thing that I can agree with some people. You know, people have talked about how Ambrose and Reigns have been teaming up so many times, but why are they not going for the tag team titles? Wouldn't it make logical sense, since they've been a tag team for so long, to go for the tag team titles? It's kind of silly because Ambrose and Reigns and the Wyatt family, they've almost been in a separate universe from the guys like the New Day and the Dudleys and the Primetime Players. It's really weird. WWE's having these guys in tag matches but not putting them in tag team title matches. So yeah, the whole thing is pretty lame. I really feel Ambrose and Reigns should split. They're better off as singles competitors, and I've been saying this for months, that one or both of them should turn heel at some point, and I think give themselves a fresh start as heels. But you know, that's just my take on it. I would not have them go for the tag team titles. I mean, if it was going to be done, it should have been done already. All right, this one comes from Rex, excuse me. Hello, Aaron from Washington State. My question is, do you think Crash or Hardcore Holly will make it to the WWE Hall of Fame? I give the same answer every time. If Coco Beware can make it, these guys can make it. Hardcore Holly, I think it's unlikely that either of them will go into the Hall of Fame anytime soon, if ever, just because they weren't big enough stars. But anything is possible. I mean, if politically it's a good maneuver to induct Hardcore Holly into the Hall of Fame, WWE will do it. And he was with the company for many years, and WWE likes to reward loyalty. So because of that reason, I could see maybe one day Hardcore Holly going in. Crash Holly, you know, once again, WWE doesn't like to induct a lot of deceased wrestlers into the Hall of Fame, especially in a short period of time. But Crash did have some memorable moments as a lower card performer. He did have some memorable moments as the hardcore champion, you know, doing the 24/7 rule and all that. But it was a fairly short period of time that he was doing that, maybe for about a year at the most. And, you know, he just didn't have a long enough career in WWE, I think, to be Hall of Fame material. I would not induct either guy, but I think Hardcore Holly, if WWE wants to do something nice for him for all of his years working in the company, you know, that could always be a possibility. And Crash is unlikely, but anything's possible. Coco's in, so anything can happen. All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of No DQ&A video. Thanks as always for watching. Check out the NoDQ.com discussion group at NoDQforums.com. Stay tuned to NoDQ.com for the very latest. We will have live coverage this weekend of the Madison Square Garden special, as well as Bound for Glory. So check all that out, and I will see you guys next time for more No DQ&A video.